Hey guys, so I've got everything just about ready to go. I'm gonna go over all the stuff that's gonna go in my backpack and everything I'm gonna be bringing with me on this trip. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with what I'm wearing. So this is a nice lightweight Under Armour shirt, and then I've got some, let's see if I can show you, Columbia Anytime pants. These are long pants, I just have them rolled up right now. And then on my feet, I've got some wool socks. And then I'll show you my shoes here in a minute. So that's what I'm gonna be wearing on the trail. It's gonna be warm today, but also rainy. So I haven't yet decided if I'm gonna wear rain gear or just kind of get wet and dry off later. These clothes dry really fast. So those are two options. So the key to clothing in the backcountry is, number one rule is no cotton. Cotton soaks up water, it never dries, and it won't keep you warm in the backcountry. So that's why people will tell you cotton kills, because it will suck all your body heat out if it gets wet, and that's not what we want. So you want synthetics, nylon, polypro, there's all kinds of things out there. Or you can also use wool or silk if you want natural fibers that are going to do really good for you in the backcountry. And I know you go to REI and you look at some of those clothes and it's like $80 for a shirt or something, but there's a lot of cheaper options out there. You can go to Walmart and just use fitness clothes. A lot of those are synthetic. Just read the label. Try and choose lightweight things, and then you want to have lots of layering options, because that's going to keep you warm and it's going to allow you to take off clothes or put on clothes as needed. So let me show you some of the clothes I'm bringing on the trip. Okay, so I'm wearing my daytime clothes. I've got even my brown underwear synthetic. I'm probably only gonna have one pair of underwear for this trip because it's just a 2-day trip. If it was any longer, I'd bring a second pair that I could wash and change out, but I'm kind of fine with it for 2 days. It'll be all right. Anyways, so my sleep system at night, and I keep this separate in my pack so it stays dry. I'm not gonna sweat on it or get it wet in the rain or anything. It's just some fleece pants. Honestly, might be overkill for this trip, but I'm gonna bring them. And then a wool shirt, wool long sleeve shirt. And then it's nice to have like a nice medium fleece layer. This is a little bit fancier because it's got all these rectangular fleecy layers, and that like keeps heat in. I'm actually not gonna bring it on this trip. I'm not too worried about being cold on this one. I am going to bring my down jacket. Down jackets, puffy coats, these are key. They're awesome. Their weight to warmth ratio is really high, so not a lot of weight for a lot of warmth. The downside to these is if it gets wet, just like anything down, it's not going to keep you warm. So you have to be careful about not getting it wet. But you keep it dry, it's awesome. I love it. Down jackets can be very expensive, but I found this one used on eBay for like $60, so there's options like that out there. I'm a huge advocate for getting used gear and reusing things. So then let's go through the other things I have. I've got this trash compactor bag here. That's for lining the inside of my pack. I decided to go with my Nemo tent because it's been a little bit buggy outside, so that'll keep me dry and keep the bugs off me, unlike my tarp tent. This is my sleeping pad. It's an inflatable one. It's not insulated, but since it's not gonna be that cold out, it should be fine. I got my compass, my headlamp. I should probably grab a few extra batteries for that. My sleeping bag, this is a down bag. It packs down really small. It's a 0-degree bag, and it only weighs about a pound, so it's pretty sweet. I got that on eBay. Like, the brand is Aegis Max. I'm pretty sure it's like out of China, but it's great. And it's hard to find a really nice bag for under $100, so that's what I got. This is a silk liner. It's really good for if you're going to be camping in weather like a little bit colder than your sleeping bag rating, or just to keep your bag nice. I'm actually not going to bring it. I just wanted to show you guys that option. It's very light. If I throw that into my bag, it I think adds another 10 degrees of warmth or something like that. So it's nice. I'm not bringing it. Then we got trekking poles. I like using trekking poles, especially if I'm out in the mountains or something like that. On the downhill, it really saves my knees. This is actually my cooking set, my whole cooking set. It's a beer can stove. I'll show you guys this out in the field. It uses denatured alcohol. I added a little extra. There's some actually in this kit, but I thought I might need a little bit more. So do not drink. This is the fuel I use, denatured alcohol. It burns on some other things too, but I usually use this stuff. It's easy to get. You can find it at Rural King or Walmart. And then this little guy is kind of what I use to cook my food in. I'll show you guys that in the field. And I've got a spoon. Sunglasses are key if it's going to be sunny, especially if you're like in the mountains or something traveling over snow and you really want sunglasses or you can burn your eyes. Ask my ex-boyfriend. This is just some snacks for the day. This is my toiletries kit. I've got a toothbrush in there, this is actually contact solution, not eye drop solution. Toothpaste, floss. I don't always bring floss, but I thought I'd bring it. And then some wet wipes. Those are nice. They're kind of a luxury item, but at the end of the day, it's very nice to like kind of wipe all that sweat off of you. That also makes me sleep warmer at night if I can get all that sweat off. I think I said this already, insect repellent. This is my water filter. I'll show you guys how this works out in the field. A backup for that is some iodine pills. I've got a first aid kit, very basic kit. It's got some wound dressings. It's got a little bit of medication, blister stuff, and just like tweezers. So it's pretty basic, not a ton of stuff. If I was going on a longer trip or I had more people with me, I would bring something a little bit more substantial. This is all my food. I put it in a Ziploc bag. And then this is my rain jacket. It's a Frog Togs jacket. You can get this set at Walmart for like 20 bucks. They're very lightweight, so they're good for ultralight backpacking, and they're pretty cheap. It's a lot lighter than like my Marmot rain gear. It is a little more delicate, so if you're going through a lot of thorns or multi-floor rows or something like that, probably not the best thing to bring. And then it's good to have like a little cash and your ID and your credit card or debit card in case of emergencies, or if you need to pick up extra food or something at the store. And then this is my toilet kit. I've got some toilet paper in here, a couple tampons, some hand sanitizer, and toilet paper, and then extra baggies. I pack out all my waste, so I pack out my toilet paper and everything. I just have a few extra baggies that I put that stuff in. I'll show you guys that in the field. And then I got a notebook because this is an educational trip. I want to be able to write down notes or what I want to talk about. I printed out all the maps I'm going to need for the river to river portion. And then for the bike, I got my bike pump. I've got this, which I'll put on the bike, and it's got tire levers, a little extra glue packet, and a multi-tool for the bike, very important, and a little repair kit. So there's that. That's a Rainfly. I got my buff. Those are battery packs. I wouldn't bring those obviously on every trip, and both of those are probably excessive for this trip, but I really don't want to run out of power since I'm going to be making videos for you guys. That's probably enough battery power for a couple weeks, but I'm bringing it. It's 2 pounds. It weighs about as much as my tent, but that's fine. And then I got my water bladder. Sometimes I use water bottles. When I use water bottles, I actually don't use the big Nalgene's. I just go to the store and get a plastic reusable water bottle. They're just a lot lighter weight. Those Nalgene's can be actually quite heavy. And then that's my backpack. It's a size small because I'm a shorty. It's 2 pounds. It's kind of more on the ultralight spectrum of things, although they do get lighter than that. It's a 65-liter pack. It doesn't have a ton of bells and whistles, which I like. I like to keep things pretty simple. I don't need like a lot of internal packets or anything. It has this extendable thing on the back, which is nice, and it's got zippered hip pockets, which I really like. And this actually runs just like there's a metal stake kind of pole, I forgot, something that goes down the middle, and then the rest of the back kind of pulls away from your back. So I love this backpack. It's great. I got it on sale because they had a new one come out, and so it was only $150, which is actually pretty cheap for a backpack. And so, oh yeah, shoes. Last thing, I'm gonna use trail runners. Footwear is a very personal choice for people. I've tried out a lot of different things. I usually get blisters no matter what, whether it's boots, trail runners, or whatever. I always end up with blisters, it seems like, so I haven't quite figured it out yet. But I'm gonna wear these. I use these. The trail's gonna be muddy because it's been raining. My feet will probably be wet most of the day. But the nice thing about these, they're not waterproof, but they dry quickly. So if I go through some puddles and then stay out of puddles for a little bit, they stay dry, or they dry out a lot faster. So that's what I'm gonna use, and that's my gear. In a second, I'm gonna shove it all into the backpack.